We know your time is valuable.
That's why we've created processes to keep your job running smooth.
We know you expect 5-star service.
That's why we're committed to delivering 7-star.
We know it's your home and your choice.
That's why we provide options and let you choose the right solution for your home. Experience the LCS way with LCS Heating and Cooling at lcsheatingandcooling.com.
Outside the Forecast on WTHR Plus is sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling.
Before the cooler than average pattern of early May settled in, the end of April was dominated by a series of cold fronts that brought strong storms to the Midwest and to the Central Plains. Several rounds of severe storms plagued the same locations day after day, with damaging tornadoes impacting Oklahoma through to the Midwest, while the stubborn pattern kept the South dry. Jen Sullivan filed this report.
This massive tornado caught on camera by a weather chaser in Enid, Oklahoma, about 65 miles northwest of Oklahoma City.
You can start feeling the ground start to move and shake, and you can hear the roar outside, and you start getting hit with debris. It's a harrowing situation.
This powerful twister was on the ground for more than 30 minutes, shredding dozens of homes and tearing down trees. Multiple people were hurt. This was just one of several tornadoes reported Thursday night across several states as a band of storms stretched across the central U.S.
The wind was already blasting. We really had very little warning that it was coming in that fast.
Multiple homes were destroyed in this neighborhood outside of Wichita, Kansas. And more severe weather is on the way for many of the areas already recovering from Thursday's storms. Meanwhile, the Southeast is grappling with the worst spring drought on record, and it's fueling wildfires and water shortages. In Georgia, crews are battling two major fires that together have singed nearly 40,000 acres of land.
We believe that these two fires have created the most lost homes ever in the history of our state.
The flames torching hundreds of homes, charring businesses and cars. So many families say they have lost everything.
My brain's like, oh, I want to go in the living room and get in the recliner and watch TV. Well, there's no living room.
With both fires barely contained, at least 4,000 homes remain under evacuation orders. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
As that same system pushed east, it brought severe storms to central Indiana. On April 24th, a small but potent storm developed west of the Indianapolis airport and moved into the city during the afternoon rush hour. Here's Logan Gay on the damage the storm caused as it pushed into the west side of the city limits.
Strong storms hit central Indiana hard, including right here in this Garden City trailer park community, where neighbors spent the time after the storm assessing the damage, cleaning everything up, and supporting one another. What started as a calm, ordinary day quickly turned dangerous in Garden City.
It was nice and quiet, and then it just, like, out of nowhere, the wind picked up, couldn't see nothing. Trees were falling everywhere. I had one fall on mine and cracked my window real bad. Got a real bad roof leak now.
Ryan Morris says his first move was protecting his kids.
Get my kids and get them in the bathroom, about the safest place I could put them at.
When the storm cleared, the damage seemed to be everywhere. Homes torn apart, trees crushing trailers, neighbors already outside with chainsaws, trying to clear what they could. One home left nearly unrecognizable after a tree crashed through it. Fire crews on the scene telling 13 News one person was taken to the hospital.
It's devastating. I mean, nobody should have to go through that. It's just, nobody can tell what Mother Nature wants to do from time to time.
Here is where the hole is in my room.
Another neighbor says she was hurt when a tree limb crashed through her bedroom roof. Now, many here say the trees are a growing concern every time storms roll in.
These trees really do need to get taken down because it's starting to cause problems left and right now, especially with this weather getting worse.
As cleanup continues, the worry isn't over.
Making sure my kids' safety is number one. See how long it takes them to get everything fixed. If not, I'll just try to find somewhere else to go. I can't have my kids in a place where it's leaking and windows are cracked and broken, rain coming in and stuff like that.
Although neighbors here have a lot to clean up, they're just grateful that there weren't more injuries. In Indianapolis, Logan Gay, 13 News.
As the storm moved into the heart of the city, it brought damaging winds and tornado warnings at one of the busiest times of the day. Here's Alex Almanza.
In the middle of a rush hour, workers and early voters downtown braved the rain and wind. As the storm grew more intense, some took shelter inside, but outside, 80-mile-an-hour winds tossing this traffic light like it's nothing.
Bro, it's wild.
Trees snapped in half, blocking roadways. This tree in front of our studios falling right on top of a car. And here's another one, just blocks away. Thankfully, no one was injured in either incident. Over at IU Indy's campus, cleanup is underway after part of this overhang on the business school was blown away. Insulation scattered everywhere. It's become the talk of campus. Now cleanup begins. And for downtown resident RJ Lieberg, some reflection.
I think I should be a little more cautious next time when I hear a warning. But, you know, my kids were in the basement, so it wasn't something I was super, and I like to watch the storms, so. But it's something to keep in the back of your mind.
That same stubborn pattern for much of the spring continued that following weekend with more severe storms in the plains and drought down south.
Overnight, severe storms and reported tornadoes touching down in multiple states. North Texas pummeled over the weekend, with rain and hail sweeping through.
That's not even where that's supposed to be.
Tornadoes destroying homes, claiming at least 2 lives. Before these strong storms hit Springtown last night, a mobile home stood right here. Now it's a pile of rubble 50 feet away, and officials tell us a woman lost her life inside. That tornado and strong frontline winds damaged dozens of homes and displaced at least 50 people. Twisters also touching down in Kansas, where the winds flipped a train on its side. Folks in Enid, Oklahoma are still surveying the damage caused by a massive EF4 tornado.
This is our living room over here.
Maddie Boyd's home is now a wreck, but she's grateful her family is safe.
The only thing I ever know how to do in situations like that is pray. I was just yelling, asking, hey, if you take everything, just let us keep our family. Let us keep our neighbors. Just keep everyone safe, please.
Meanwhile, wildfires burning in drought-stricken Georgia intensifying Sunday, burning homes to the ground and forcing hundreds to evacuate.
By Monday, April 27th, the system had lumbered east, and that put central Indiana in the path of more storms, with 3 tornadoes touching down in central Indiana, including near Seymour. Farther north, 2 tornadoes touched down just south of Mooresville, and the storms continued east into Johnson County. Here's Jenna Webster.
Olive Branch Road is really where we've kind of seen some of the worst damage out here this morning in Greenwood, all up and down this street. It's big, giant trees like this that were just ripped from their roots.
I think there was a legitimate touchdown. I mean, I'm not a weather person, but certainly looks like there were a lot more damage than what we thought.
Strong wind in Greenwood left behind exposed tree roots, snapped branches on cars, over driveways and power lines. At this home, a mangled basketball hoop is hidden beneath the branches.
But this is like the twist of the trees, but also just being blown over. So it definitely seems like there was something more than just like a severe storm.
Well over 1,000 people in Greenwood were without power. The Johnson County Sheriff's Department had to close down South Morgantown Road near Center Grove High School for more than 5 hours, waiting for crews to turn off power lines before clearing a downed tree. Greenwood High School went to an e-learning day after storms damaged the roof. You can see a small hole there on the left. That's part of the auditorium.
So the upper part is looks like siding, but it's more of a concrete material, and just a small section of it we believe got pulled off last night.
The superintendent says the debris punctured smaller holes that let water into the cafeteria. Now they're assessing and making plans to patch up, but not sure how long that will take. Most of the trees we saw thankfully fell away from the homes in this one instance, though we did see it fall into the back of the house. You can see it kind of pushing up the roof of the house and exposing some of the inside. But out here in Greenwood, it's going to be quite a bit of cleanup. Crews are just starting to get out and assess all of that damage. In Johnson County, Jenna Webster, 13 News.
Outside the Forecast on WTHR Plus is sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling.